I have learned to comprehend whatever is in front of me, you know. I've learned to face, and I learned the face value of whatever that is, you know, like a way of life that comes from elsewhere. I welcome that first, and then sort of learn to understand and give respect, you know, because everybody is, like I said before, uniquely blessed with the mind, the eyes, the ears, the mouth, and the hands, the mechanics of what is life. But everybody has 5 fingers. You know, if I had 8, then I would say I'm not, you know. But that's, you know, just the way I think the world was designed to be diverse. Otherwise, we have one boring language and one understanding or one way of life, you know. I think when you meet a person, you meet face to face, then it's either good or bad, you know. So you know, there are 2 different ways that it's going to be good or bad, you know. But then, you know, you connect. We can read each other's vibes, energy, you know. And the world should be like that. It's not about myself, you know. The world wasn't just made for me, you know. Nobody said to me, now, son, listen here, this is your world. This is for you only. I mean, I came from somewhere, though. I had a mother, I had a father, and they both came from their mother and father, so the world is you know, set that way, so you are able to think for yourself where you belong, you know, where you fit in. You are on Earth, the universe, you're a piece of the puzzle. And the mechanics of that piece supposed to make things work. The respect is I think, giving, acknowledging is, you know, a way to learn to be a part of what is diverse in the world, you know. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
And this is the cups. We are blessed with an eye, a mind, and movement, and to know how to just work with almost what happens in front of you. What's in front of you is, it's almost like you're looking for it. And what happens is what you're working toward, because that's it seems like that's the prize, that's the goal, is to do something with no idea except what you do in front of you. The information or the forms that I use in my art is all known by me ever since I was a child. I was brought up with it. My culture, my way of life, the landscape, the scenery, what I've seen and what I've been a part of. I just came back from the Navajo reservation here. I spent a couple of days out there. So what that does is I gain the essence of what is the land or the landscapes and the color, and then bring it home in my mind. And I've seen the clouds, the trees, the color of the earth, the vegetation that is out there, how beautiful it is, and I bring it back in mind. And so that's what gets me going. I'm mixing all the colors and leaving some of the colors. But we try to focus on something that is real, something that is in front of us, something that we want to do, you know. And that sometimes we make it hard on us to just open the door and have the freedom to create. Becomes a process. Now we have red, yellow, and blue. We need yellow. And that's usually where I go with things, red, yellow, and blue. Now I will move that around. So everything that I did is important, becomes part of and as you knifed it together, You can scrape, move, and then sometimes whatever you do, you're not liking, so you can always change it. There's more that can happen. So you're pretty much open to, like I said, to whatever the outcome is. I found that there's people in the world, they all have a word, wow. It doesn't matter what you do, they'll say, wow, that's nice, I like that. There's many individuals on this earth. Somebody's bound to like what happened. So there's always an art piece that you do and somebody will love it just as well.
I use several different types of techniques for my paintings. Mostly I try to stick with the knives, a drywall knife, and so on. I'll use paint brushes every once in a while. One of my favorite thing is using a plastic bag for that texture. So I tell a story with each of my pieces. Everything that I put together has meaning behind it. This one is very special to me, actually. It is Buddy. He is painting the sky. There was a quote that was made, and, that when the sun goes down and the sun is setting, and how beautiful the sky is, the orange, the blues, the yellow, it's somebody painting the sky. So Buddy was near and dear to me, and this is my interpretation of him caught in that act of painting the sky. But yeah. Everything begins with a thought. Take, for example, going to the moon. Somebody somewhere at one time looked at the moon and said, hey, I'm gonna go there. And that started everything. It's just an idea. It's a thought that begins the whole thing. And every single one of us has that ability in us. When we say we want to be this when we grow up, or we want to be that when we grow up, or I want to accomplish this when I grow up. I guess I don't stick to one particular style for very long, or one subject. I like to try to say and to be different than what everybody else is. And I guess in a way, that's how I came up with, it's like a style of no style. I'm really not consistent in the things that I paint. I love to be different. So it's your whole life is a blank canvas. It's a blank canvas, and you can create what you want to create with it, as an artist does with a canvas or his paintbrush or whatever medium he's using. It doesn't matter how, as far as your age goes, it's never too late. As long as there's air in your lungs and you're able to move, you're able to function every day, you're talk, and you have that ability. We all have a gift or something that we can share and give to the next person in a way that or in that aspect, that's how we are blessed. We are all uniquely blessed. One man can write poetry and be eloquent in the way he speaks, and lead millions of people to do things. Another can paint, do art, or another person can just do. Every one of us has a gift. I've done tons of shows with these guys, Bahi, Whitethorn, Randall, Irvin, Toddy, Johnson Yazzie, Buddy, Drill, Landis Bahi, and we are all artists, but we all have our different styles, and we all have something in each and every one of us that pushes all of us to surpass the limits that people say that we couldn't or we won't do. Uniquely blessed is just how you're able to give or tell your story to the next person and to have them learn. Don't stop dreaming. Don't stop trying to follow your goals or accomplish your goals. Don't accept the circumstances and say, oh, this is just how it's going to be. Don't ever let anybody tell you that you can't do anything. And just know that you are, as my dad would say, you are created in the image of God.
Sounds really nice. Feels later than it is.
I think it is pretty indicative of how this whole project works. People come with ideas, put them together, and the compound of those ideas is something bigger than all of the single ideas alone. And everybody brings something really unique to the table. Every one of the film crew, every one of the artists, us as musicians, we all bring something unique to this experience, and when it's layered on, becomes something bigger and more significant than just the parts.
I think all the people involved and just the just everything behind it, you know, I think has been very, I mean, it's not even a challenge, it was just something that just kind of very organic, you know, and I think everyone involved not only is uniquely blessed, but I think everyone in the whole world is uniquely blessed, and I think it's a good thing, and especially, as always, the times that we're living, you know, it's good to stay creative and to be able to, you know, keep that creativity afloat and to pass it on to the next generation and to really be uniquely blessed into the essence of what it is to be human, you know. So I had a good time. It was something to look forward to throughout the day, and it's really nice to see the greats, like Bahi and Randall, get down, you know. So it's been an honor. It's always an honor.
Painting is all about emotion. Color is secondary. But right now it's all about emotion. And when I'm painting, I think of two emotions, you know, the female touch, the light strokes, and also the male strokes, the aggression, the anger, all that stuff that we let build up during the day. That's male touch. So you got two types of emotion, a male and a female emotion. And once we get into those emotions, get in touch with them, our paintings exist with both female touches and male touches. And that's just a representation of my emotions. Me, as a human being, is being recorded right now, you know. It's just not putting paint on canvas and coming up with a so-called masterpiece. It's everything. For me, it's everything I've ever gone through in my life, you know, up to this point in my life. I have sadness, I have gladness, I have sorrow, and a lot of that goes into these paintings that I'm doing, that we're doing. And this canvas is therapy for the ones that understand it. And then the secondary are colors, you know. Mainly I just work with complementary colors, put them side by side, you know. There's more green, you add red, you know, smear it, and all of a sudden it just turns into whatever you want it's supposed to be. And that's how I paint. It's just complementary and then build and build and until we have something that has character. And that's how I paint. And that's basically how I am, I guess, you know. It's just lots of layers and thinking and
At first, I was worried that I was perpetrating settler colonialism by being involved in the project at all. And that was a hang-up. I didn't want to bring my unique creativity to this because I wanted the focus to be on the indigenous artists. And I was very worried that I was taking up space that wasn't mine to take up. But in working with Hunter and working with Bahi and Randall and working with Kirill, the art that we're able to create, I think, transcends those patterns. And I think if I'm mindful of my place and if I provide a beautiful bass line with my viola, maybe that can help elevate the existing art to a different place. Maybe not a better place, but maybe to a different place. So I had an internal process of realizing that even though I'm a Jewish woman from the Northeast, I can still have something powerful to bring to this. And for me, the experience has been amazing to work with such incredible artists and creators. Getting to see the way that they process and to hear their internal dialogue when they're making their art has been really helpful for me, helped me get out of my head with like a lot of the rules that I have dictated to myself about how to create art. There aren't any rules. You just make something beautiful if you can. And in the coming together, that's where a lot of the beauty happens.